For a moment I thought I was going to be given a red flag. Look, it's not my fault. The Mustang Mach E made me do it. It's a Mustang, but not as we know it. This is, of course, the Mach E, the electric one. Now, many may argue that given this, the Mustang name is somewhat controversial. Now, I'm not too fussed about this having a Mustang name. I suppose at the time I was, but I've kind of gotten over it. Now, before I set off, this is a very short drive. I've got this car for about 15-20 minutes. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to refer to the spec sheet. So this is the standard range model, all-wheel drive. Of course, it's an automatic with it being an electric car. So 269 horsepower with 580 newton meters of torque, top speed 111 miles per hour, 0 to 62, 6.3. It's not bad, is it? And the range is 248. So yes, that's that out of the way. Right, let's go for a short drive. Pop it into drive. And away we go in near silence, because of course this is electric. Now this is a car I've been quite intrigued by. Let's just turn the air conditioning down. Got this very large touchscreen, which is nice. It's almost reminiscent of a Tesla.
A few minutes later.
Turn it off. So yeah, so I'll be honest, electric cars aren't really my bag. I'm a dinosaur. I much prefer internal combustion, but I'm fully aware that electric cars are the future. So I thought I'd treat you guys to a bit of EV motoring for my SMMT content. This will probably be the only electric car I drive today, but you never know. So these are very much my first thoughts. Yes, I know I'm adjusting steering wheel as I'm driving, but I'm only going a few miles per hour. Okay, first thoughts. These are really my first impressions. Oh, 25 GTI. So that's right up my street. It's a really nice cabin. You've got nice fabric materials on the dash, red stitching. Yeah, it's a nice place to be. I love this massive touchscreen. It's very commanding. It's definitely the focal point of the interior. So far, it's comfortable. It's very nice. I know it's not the most descriptive thing to say. It's very nice. But I will have to cut to some voiceovers to give you a bit more information on the vehicle. The Ford Mustang Mach E has a starting price of £41,330 and is available in 3 trim levels: Mach E, all-wheel drive and GT. As mentioned at the start of this video, I'm in the all-wheel drive version. This has a starting price of £46,650 and either offers a standard range of 248 miles or 335 if you go for the extended range. Standard features of this trim level include 19-inch alloys, adaptive LED headlights, heated front seats which are also 8-way electronically adjustable, heated steering wheel, 10.2-inch digital display, 15.5-inch touchscreen, wireless phone charging, keyless entry with keypad access, adaptive cruise control, front and rear parking sensors, reversing camera, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, dual zone climate control, plus a good host of safety systems. In case you're wondering about charging times, Ford states that it will take 90 minutes to charge from 10% to 80% when using a 50 kilowatt charger, but that time is based on the rear-wheel drive extended range version. That time can be halved if you use a 150 kilowatt charger though. It's got a fair amount of pace, but of course it's electric, so the torque is instantaneous. I love the steering wheel. It's got nice meatiness to it. This ride is brilliant. It has got a slight firm edge to it. You can probably hear the suspension thudding over some of the bumps, but because you haven't got the noise of an engine, it is going to expose more of the mechanical sounds. Well, I know the engine is a mechanical sound, but you get what I mean. I will actually put the aircon on a little bit because it's quite warm in here. Anyway, I'd say the steering is a little eager to self-centre. Does feel a little bit elastic, which isn't the end of the world, but it is a little bit distracting. The cornering though, yeah, is pretty assured. This is quite a big lump, let's be honest. Much like the standard Mustang, I suppose, the proper Mustang in my eyes, the V8. But it still goes around the corners pretty well. Oh, blimey, it's not actually, when you push it, it's not actually too afraid to, oh, blimey, that back end is, yeah, it's a little bit frisky. Not dangerous, but playful. I think that's a best way of putting it. Yeah, for quite a big car, it feels quite playful in the corners. Oh, the acceleration is so impressive, and I know there's autonomous emergency braking. I know many people said it before, but when you've got that surge of power with no real noise to go with it, it's all very strange. These seats are lovely, they're really comfortable. They're nice and spongy, almost marshmallowy. Quite a lot of tyre squeal coming from the Mach E, I must admit. I think out of all the cars I've driven today, this has been the most squealy, if that makes any kind of sense. The amount of power this has though, well, the amount of torque I should say, it's fantastic. I've just taken the opportunity to glance down. You've got a massive tray down here for storage, and you've got a wireless phone charging pad as well. Looks like you've got a lot of storage underneath the centre armrest as well. I wonder if you've got any different driving modes. I do have different driving modes. Oh, now this all sounds a bit pretentious. Active, whisper, untamed. Well, that sounds very cryptic. Okay, what's active? Oh, well, I can't get to see what they are. Hold that thought, I'm just going to quickly pull over. I want to know what these driving modes are, because they've piqued my curiosity. So, untamed, exhilarating drive, machine and road align as one. Come on, Ford, that is quite pretentious. Seamless, whisper, seamless drive, calm and quiet. No, I don't want that. And active. Balanced, fun and engaging. So I'm guessing active is normal. Whisper is kind of comfort / eco, and untamed is the spicy one. We'll have untamed, please. Oh, blimey. The brakes are strong. The brake pedal's quite firm, maybe a tad too firm. Hasn't got the greatest of feedbacks, but that's not the first time I've noticed that in an EV. I didn't think, I wasn't expecting this kind of characteristic from a car like this. I thought it'd be a bit neutral, a bit safe. But it's actually a bit of a riot. I wasn't expecting this. See, EV cars can be fun. I've just proved it by getting the back end out a little bit. And the rather sensational thing is, I wasn't actually trying that hard. It just kind of happened. I thought this car would be a bit, I'm sorry Ford, but a bit boring to drive, but it's actually quite entertaining. handles well. I haven't detected much in the way of understeer. These tyres don't seem to have the biggest amount of grip, but it does kind of add to the fun factor. That wasn't doing silly speeds. I like this. This is a laugh. See, EV cars don't have to be boring. I'm quite genuinely impressed. I'm staggered by how engaging this is to drive. Some EV cars, yes, you get a nice instantaneous torque, but other than that, they're not really driver's cars. This, I know it's a big electric SUV, but this is entertaining to drive, genuinely. And hopefully I'll get the chance to live with one of these for a week. My name is down on Ford UK's waiting list, a very extensive waiting list, as you can imagine. I'd love to have the longer to spend with this vehicle, because it's actually quite a hoot. Right, here's that kind of tight hairpin again on the brakes. Turn it in. Oh my god, that's really good fun. I'm gonna get told off. The marshals are gonna yeah, give me a damn good thrashing, I think, verbally. But it's worth it. Now, I think I can say quite hand on heart, this is the first this is the first electric car I've driven. There we go, I'm being told off now. This is the first electric car I've driven that feels like it feels like a driver's car. It actually feels like Ford have spent the time to go, actually no, yes, this is an electric car, it is meant to be good for the environment, but how can we make it fun? I like this. For a moment I thought I was going to be given a red flag. Look, it's not my fault. The Mustang Mach E maybe do it. Right, I'm going to settle things down as we end this drive before I get a verbal bollocking from the marshals. So I've had far too much fun in this car. I'm going to settle things down in whisper mode as I conclude. So this is a first drive video. It's not a full-blown review. These are my first impressions. They're not going to be the most insightful video. For that I can only apologise, but hopefully I'll have the opportunity to have one of these for a week, and I would relish that opportunity because I've really enjoyed my time in this. I think this has been the pleasant surprise of today. I thought this would be a bit mundane to drive, but it really isn't. It's got character, and for an electric car, I think that's quite a feat. I'd argue it's quite hard to give an electric car character, but somehow Ford has managed to do it with the Mustang Mach E. And yes, I know some of you watching that still maybe hung up on the fact, oh well, they've called an electric car a Mustang, which is all about V8 power, old school kind of muscle car / pony car. But even if you don't like the name, it's worked because it's got you talking about it, hasn't it? So from a marketing exercise, I would argue Ford have hit the nail on the head, because whether you like the name or not, it's a talking point, isn't it? It's always going to be something that's brought up in discussion, or something that's going to be debated. But yeah, I would love to have one of these for a week. Just have to make sure that the roads aren't too wet, because yeah, I think this would be oh, hello. I don't think I'm going to get it on camera, but that is an Aston Martin Valkyrie about to go past me. that was a special treat. I really do hope you guys saw that, because I don't know if any of my cameras would have picked that up. But anyway, yeah, a short drive. My first thoughts really, not really an in-depth look into the car. Hopefully that will come when I get the chance to spend longer with this car. But I do hope you have enjoyed this video. As always, if you did enjoy it, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession. Right, smile at the marshal. Wasn't me, I promise. There was someone else driving a very similar looking Mach E. Weren't me, Governor.